center. Checking out the Magic, they've had a tough time over the last few weeks. 3-7 in their last 10 games. We'll see if they can make amends tonight. Battling it out tonight, two offenses that tend to live and die by the three. Shaq, do you think the league is becoming too perimeter-oriented?
Yeah, Kenny knows this. He has 2 rings, I have 4. Championship-level teams usually challenge you outside.
It's the Lakers, and they're doing business on the road. It's an interconference NBA matchup. We've got an action-packed Saturday night of NBA action for you. Thanks for joining us. I'm Kevin Harlan, along with Greg Anthony and Doris Burke. Our sideline reporter tonight is David Aldridge. Take a look at the Magic. They've hit a rough spot here early, but still have plenty of time in their season to find their way out.
And you wondered coming into the season if this team might have some issues, and that's been the case here thus far. We'll see if they can address those issues. It's a long season and find a way to turn it around.
And the Magic start out with the ball. And now the Lakers starting group. Ingram and Kuzma filling up the 3 and the 4. Hart is out there with ball, and it's McGee in at the 5 spot. Now, here's Grant. Ross for 3. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game. You're seeing some guys who are role players last year, Doris, now stepping up in their games individually and becoming more prominent.
Well, I think that has to do with 2 things. First, the off-season work you put in. It's really advanced at this point. And what that work that you put in the off-season does is it raises your confidence level. And when you step between the lines, you better believe you can contribute. So it's, yes, it's skill development, it's strength, it's conditioning, it's nutrition. There's so many things that go into a role player starting to become more assertive and more involved.
Tries again. Ross on the wing. And he buries that one, drilling the rim on the way down. Ross has got 5 points so far. For 3, Ingram hits the 3-point bomb.
Look how assured Ingram looks pulling up from there. I mean, he either tortures you with his speed to the rim or his jumper if you give him space. Take your pick.
So out of the gates, 3 for 3, exactly what they're looking for.
Here's Ball, and another 3 for the Lakers. And so just over a minute and a half played. kicks to Gordon. Screen by Grant. Magic moving the ball around. Here's Vucevic, and there are the Magic with another bucket.
Boy, they came ready to play. That's 4 straight buckets to start the game.
Los Angeles has gone 2 of 2 from three-point range here in the first quarter. And there's the foul. It'll go on Jaren Grant. That's his first foul. Here's Ingram. He's coming off a 10-point game against Portland. Connects from three-point range.
And really, Ingram is consistent in nailing these perimeter shots. Gotta get a hand up, or he's gonna make you pay.
Grant kicks to Ross. Kuzma pulls it in.
That was their first miss of the game. 4 for 5 right now. What a good start.
That was what we call a brain fart. Not sure what was on his mind with that one.
That's inexcusable. That kind of shot selection isn't doing anybody any good.
And how about the huge wingspan of Ingram, really causing the opposition a number of problems.
And now we'll go to David Aldridge, who spoke with Steve Clifford. David.
Well, Kevin, when I asked him about the defensive game plan, he said they have to clog up the middle and deny clean looks at the basket. If they can do that, he thinks they'll have the upper hand. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. Grant, that's good.
I tell you, he has some impressive moves in his repertoire. That's as good as it gets, but just one of many.
Took him no time at all on that one.
Boy, you have got to love the dime, the pass on time and on target.
The Magic trail by 4. He feeds it to Vucevic. Scored the basket, his second of 2 attempts.
Yeah, good awareness there. He sees an opening and doesn't hesitate.
And that's not the type of defense you want to play, right? You've got to make it more difficult than that. Layups are too easy.
The shot's good from McGee.
And the D has gotten a little bit laxed here, defending the triple.
Grant kicks to Vucevic. And then Gordon with the dunk.
Well, at 6'9", great athlete, Aaron Gordon can be a problem on the glass.
Here's Ingram. He's got 8.
One thing you have to consider if you're the Orlando Magic is finding some level of consistency. And I mean that both in terms of the roster and the coaching staff. To me, when there's a lot of turnover in both of these departments, it can take its toll on an organization, and we've seen that with Orlando.
As you said, Doris, a lot of coaching and personnel changes for the Magic recently.
Well, think about it, Kevin. 4 different head coaches since 2015, and that doesn't even include the interim coaches. You know, to me, you've got to have a direction and approach that is consistent year after year. If you're going to have any measure of stability, it has to come from the top down.
Grant kicks to Vucevic. And slam dunk by Vucevic.
He's got the size to make that an easy finish. Vucevic, deep position, and he's golden.
Here's Rondo. And not a good shot for him. They can get better looks than that. Knocked away. Stolen by Ball. Here's Beasley. And it's Beasley finishing it off.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came up right with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
Fantastic anticipation. Then he shows major explosiveness converting at the other end.
And very little defense here to start the game.
Boy, both teams rolling right now on the offensive end. We got a little barn burner cooking.
Beasley with the steal. It's stolen by Vucevic. And up the court come the Magic on the break. And so they choose to intentionally foul.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Jonathan Simmons is checked in for Evan Fournier. .106 left in the first quarter. Ingram with the steal. Goes up, and it's McGee with the jam.
Well, they weren't going to pass up that chance to get out and run following the steal.
Here's Grant. 11 points for him in that last game against Philadelphia.
Yeah, I was also struck by how well he shared the basketball. He created a lot of easy buckets with that passing ability.
That one goes. Count it.
Well, Well, the rise and fire from Aaron Gordon in the mid-range, it's almost unguardable at this point.
Buries the long-range jumper.
And really setting the tone early with their three-point shooting.
Grant against Rondo. Vucevic's screen on Rondo. And the foul is called. He intentionally grabbed him there for some reason, I don't know.
Kevin, all I can think of is that he's trying to slow the game down a little bit.
Right.
That's a stretch, though. Definitely a strange move on his part.
And so he hits both. 35 seconds left in the first quarter. Here's McGee, and the slam dunk by McGee.
Yeah, Rondo just knows how to wheel and deal, has that exceptional feel for when one of his guys is open.
The Magic trail by 7. Grant the pass to Ross. Beasley against Gordon. Shot clock at 6. Tipped away. For 3, Ingram gets the three-pointer to fall. Ingram's got 11 points.
And really, that's what built the early lead here. Killer shooting from beyond.
You know, I'm surprised the defense hasn't done anything to take away that three-point shot. You know, that's their preferred weapon tonight.
Brandon Ingram. He's been the guy making things happen for the Los Angeles Lakers. He comes away with 11 points in the quarter and is showing no signs of fatigue. We've got more in store for you right after this. Well, not exactly a close game so far, but as the second quarter starts here, plenty of time for a comeback. And taking a look at Los Angeles' performance here, what have they been doing or not doing?
I mean, tremendous ball and body movement to start this game.
I think they're moving the basketball incredibly well and getting to the right spots on the floor, and it's really providing easy opportunities.
They're going to turn it over. They couldn't get it in bounds that time. And here's what the schedule looks like for the Los Angeles Lakers. On Sunday, they'll be facing Hassan Whiteside and the Miami Heat. And then on Wednesday, they'll take on Kevin Love and the Cleveland Cavaliers.
And looking at that Jazz matchup, this is one where it would take a complete meltdown for them not to come away with the win. Anything can happen, but I'd be shocked if they don't come out on top.
They've got Grant. Vucevic is out there with Bamba. Then it's Simmons. And it's Isaac in at the 3. That's who's out there for Orlando. Here's Isaac. Screen by Simmons. Isaac kicks to Grant. Back to Isaac. Fires from 18. Vucevic with the bucket. 8 points for him.
What focus from the skilled big man. You have to like how Vucevic stays honed in on the bucket.
Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Well, guys, the Orlando Magic has struggled to find difference-making players in the draft or in free agency. Their goal is to get younger but get better at the same time, and it's difficult to do even in the Eastern Conference, but Orlando is determined to get this right. Kevin?
And the journey continues for them and a lot of teams. DA, thank you.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Court vision, Doris, one of those intangible skills. You had it when you played, and when it comes to seeing the floor, I'm sure you have people that impress you with the way they see what's going on.
Kevin, I feel very lucky and fortunate to have witnessed one of the seminal players of his generation and arguably the greatest passer in the history of the NBA, and that's LeBron James. I mean, this guy's ability to make any pass to put a 50-foot pass on a rope from one side of the floor, maybe from the hash mark to the opposite corner, and put it in the shooting pocket of different players is mind-boggling. At the center spot, you've got the young and talented and pass-first center of Nikola Jokic. And then, of course, the man who, to me, for a 10-year stretch, was the best pure point guard in the NBA, and that's Chris Paul. And listen, historically, some of the guys I loved watching, Steve Nash, John Stockton, I loved Mo Cheeks. Listen, I'm very partial to men who want to distribute the basketball and who take special relish in watching guys score baskets off their work. You know, couldn't agree more with this timeout. Bar too many turnovers to get any kind of offensive rhythm. You're just trying to mix things up here.
Let's go to our 2K leaderboard. Three-point shooting, where you expect to see some high percentages from the shooting guard position. And that's just what this group has provided. Contavious Caldwell-Pope on top.
And, you know, two guard is where we traditionally find the best shooters in our league, and he's no exception to that rule. I mean, look at the success he's having from three-point range.
Screen by Simmons. Nice shot there by Bamba.
Shakes his man by using exceptional use of the screen. I mean, from there, it's smooth sailing.
Over in the corner, Caldwell-Pope. That's good, and it's Stevenson with the assist. Caldwell-Pope's got 5 points now in the quarter.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Stolen by Caldwell-Pope. Here's Rondo. Finished off the break.
Well, I'll tell you, he's been a go-to guy for them as they've taken this lead, and he keeps coming.
The Magic trail by 17. Grant the pass to Isaac. Back to Grant. Got a piece of it. Last break, the Lakers. Here's McGee, and he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for two.
Way to attack there and then create the contact.
For Los Angeles, they have gone 1 for 1, making their previous attempt at the line.
At the line for two.
Now, gentlemen, two shots. Two shots.
That's good from McGee. Evan Fournier's checked in for Orlando. That misses, so he splits the free throws. Some reports claim, Doris, that basketball is the fastest growing team sport. Do you think it has a chance to overtake football as the most popular sport in the U.S.?
Well, listen, anybody who is covering and carrying the games of the NBA is thrilled right now. The ratings for the NBA are off the charts. It increases in popularity every year. But let's remember, the foundational sport in the United States of America is football. And the ratings for football, the NFL in particular, still dwarf the NBA. But the reality is there are challenges that the NFL faces. What those challenges have on the long-term business success in terms of, you know, the concussions and the long-term implications, we don't yet know, Kevin. And if we could all fast forward 10 to 15 years into the future, it'll be fascinating to look back and say, wow, this was a seminal moment for both sports.
Great perspective.
Yeah, liking the vision there from Caldwell-Pope, looking to get his guys going when they're open.
The Magic trail by 20. Grant outside. Bamba dishes to Grant. He kicks to Bamba. To the inside. Here's Fournier. And no good. The try spell continuing for him. The drive by Rondo. Chalk up two there. Rondo's got 9 points now in the quarter.
Not a lot of resistance on the inside, and they're taking full advantage.
Pass break, the Lakers. Stevenson with the ball. The basket counts and one. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it a three-point play.
Boy, this guy has been transcendent this quarter. Something really lit a fire underneath this guy.
The Lakers have gone 2 for 3 at the foul line in this game.
Yeah, and over the course of the season, they're a respectable 78%. That comes in handy in close games.
Catching up on the changes for Orlando. Aaron Gordon, he's checking in for Vucevic, and it's Ross in for Jonathan Isaac. Love his game or hate it, but there is no denying, Doris, that Lance Stevenson makes things happen on the floor.
Just a pure creator when he has the basketball in his hands. Unbelievable handle. Sometimes gets creative on his way to the cup. But you love how he plays with such great passion and energy.
Now a timeout called by Orlando.
Yeah, the amount of points they've given up here in the paint, that's what they've got to talk about.
I think they've got to ramp up the pressure. There's no excuse for letting them score at will in the paint. Make them feel you.
Let's use this break in the action to show you the teams that in the last 10 games have been the NBA's best fast break teams. The Lakers second.
I mean, tough to maintain this kind of pace over an entire season. But let me tell you, they are really running right now.
And it goes out of bounds. That one's off Kuzma.
And let's take a moment here to see some of the numbers for Caldwell Pope. Second in three-point field goal percentage, and also his field goal percentage is up in the top 5. Tremendously efficient at finishing plays at the basket.
And back to your point, he's second in three-point accuracy. A lot of that has to do with mental toughness. It's just hard to force him out of his comfort zone. Here's Ingram, and slam dunk by Ingram.
And no one is catching Ingram in the open floor. This guy is like a rocket.
We've got 1:55 left here in the second. Gordon a screen. Grant kicks to Ross. Gordon with a screen on Kuzma. Ross, that's good.
But, you know, a lack of effort defensively, and he gets a very good look from deep.
For three, Caldwell Pope. An absolute bomb from three-point range.
You know, after not scoring a single point in the first quarter, they're still feeding him, and he's showing his appreciation.
Out of bounds as Orlando keeps possession. Ball's checked in for Rajon Rondo. Ross kicks to Bamba. That's tipped. And here we go. And he finishes it off with a one-handed jam.
Oh, good anticipation. KCP reads the play, makes the steal, then quickly gets them out in transition.
Grant gets a wide open look. Drills it from outside. Grant's got 9 points. Los Angeles has gone 3 of 4 with the long-range bombs here in the second quarter. Ball with the bucket.
And that was a real quick comeback there. Both sides showing some range.
But both teams are pulling the trigger right now, showing great confidence from behind that arc.
And so the ball's out of bounds. Ingram touched it last. And Orlando making a change here. Mozgov's checked in. There's 47 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. Here's Gordon, and it's Gordon with the finish.
Wow, how about the burst? Aaron Gordon off the floor so fast. Don't sleep on him, gentlemen. You're going to look silly.
And that was an Unleash Chaos replay, courtesy of Under Armour, wreaking havoc at the rim. Here's Here's Zubac, laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Zubac has got his second basket.
Indicative of what we've seen tonight. One team being the aggressor, the other failing to react.
Right, really a disappointing effort on the defensive end, not offering any challenge at all at the cup. The three-pointer becomes a very high percentage shot when he's that wide open. You better get a hand in his face.
And here's Kuzma. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 8 points a game. Caldwell Pope outside. Lets it go with the three. And he's good on the three ball. He's got 13.
And truth is, I like what the defense does there, but KCP with the high release, undeterred.
You know that the pass is for Aaron Gordon, but his athleticism takes any defense out of the equation. Doing work, Aaron Gordon. Boy, that's all by design now. Get the shot as soon as possible on that inbound pass.
And so it's Los Angeles, having no problems at all. Up 29 points heading into the next quarter. The three-point shooting has come fast and furious to the tune of what has become a big-time blowout in progress. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Kevin, thanks. Here with Coach Clifford. What was the biggest problem for your guys in the first half?
Well, you know what? We're a defensive team first, and we've been good defensively. We've been organized. We weren't that in that first half, and that's what we got to concentrate to get the game going back our way.
See if you revert back to your form in the second half. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David, and we'll be back after halftime as the third quarter gets underway.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey folks, welcome back. This is Ernie Johnson, Kenny the Jet Smith, Shaquille O'Neal at 2K Sports. Let's talk first half. The first half was all about Brandon Ingram. He ended up with 15 points, 3 assists, and 4 steals. And let's get your thoughts, Kenny, on the Lakers.
They've done a lot of things well, but the way they've taken care of the basketball, valuing each possession so critical to the tempo, so crucial to the offensive flow. They've got a great rhythm, as smart and as safe as they're playing. They made it clear they're not going to beat themselves today.
And Shaq, let's get your input on the Magic.
Well, the bottom line, Ernie, they got to defend the three-point line much better. They were concentrating all their effort into protecting the paint, and these guys were standing behind the line, yakum, splaka kataya, and that strategy backfired, Ernie. They gave up far too many open looks, and all those threes killed them.
And that's a wrap for our halftime show. The third quarter just about to get started.
Third quarter just about to get going here in what has been so far a runaway game. Brandon Ingram has been sensational.
His points production thus far off the charts. It's only been 2 quarters, just a great effort for him for the entire half.
I don't think you could ask for anything more from this guy. He has been fantastic to start this one.
We're getting back to the action now. It's been a one-team show so far. We'll see if that changes here in the third. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the second half of basketball. So the Lakers 5 right now. Inside we've got Kuzma and McGee. All out there with Hart, and it's Ingram in at the 3 slot. Grant against Ball. Pass to Vucevic. That one is good. He's only missed 1 shot of his 6 taken on the floor.
Well, Vucevic has got a number of moves he can go to. He's so comfortable this close to the cup.
And Ingram the bucket on the assist by Ball. Ball's got his 5th assist in this one.
That's their 3rd straight make off an assist.
It's Fournier on the wing. The pass to Vucevic. And pushing it up, here's Los Angeles, and slam dunk by Ingram.
And with Ingram, he can score from anywhere. His jump shot is money, and his drives to the hoop, they're lethal.
And with a little over a minute gone, the second half is underway. With the analysis, the defensive impact becoming more advanced, Doris, do you think that helps defenders gain recognition even when they're not putting up numbers in individual statistical categories?
Well, think about a recent winner of the Defensive Player of the Year, and that's Draymond Green, whose value becomes into sharp focus, particularly in the fourth quarter of games. When it becomes a possession ball game and Draymond Green is flying around the floor in help defensive position, covering up for teammates' mistakes, I absolutely think, Kevin, increasingly because of the advanced metrics, that players can be defined outside of points and rebounds. So I love the impact of the numbers.
And Ball sets up his teammates when they're open, quick to whip it around. One of the best ball movers in the league.
Down low. Vucevic is screen on Ingram. Ingram with the steal. And slam dunk by Ingram.
And whatever the adjustments at halftime, they are looking really good right now.
Well, there's no doubt this quarter has been all about them. They've come out hot, and they're not showing any signs of letting up.
Knocked loose. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Magic will take it. We see a chart here for the shooting performance so far for Ingram.
And it's really been a tremendous night. He's been efficient. He's been a major driving force in this offense. And it's no small task to try to slow him down. Once he gets rolling, like we've seen in this game so far, watch out.
Grant the pass to Ross. Now the dish to Vucevic. Gordon with the screen for Ross. Buries it from three-point range. Ross has got 11 points.
3 for 3, and that's always a good way to start the second half.
Stolen by Gordon. Now Ross, 11 points in the game. Gets it to go from beyond the arc.
Well, he continues to be a dangerous scorer for them, but he can't do it all by himself. Someone else has got to help them climb out of this hole.
And the crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively.
Grant kicks to Fournier. Pass to Gordon. Vucevic dishes to Fournier. Got a piece of it. That's going to be out of bounds. The Magic will retain possession.
And quickly, let's look at the numbers for Nikola Vucevic. He's getting around 16 points a game, 10 rebounds, and 3 assists. All around brilliance for him lately. And guys, he's really taken his play to another level.
Don't you get the sense, Greg, that the confidence is building game by game, and he's starting to put up the numbers that back it up?
Their third three-pointer in a row.
Lakers have gone a perfect 7 of 7 from the field here in the third, coming out of the break very hot. Here's McGee, and again it's the Lakers from deep.
You want to talk about a perfect performance? He hasn't missed a shot all night. Incredible.
Simmons inside. That one no good. So the Lakers will take it the other way. Fresh from a win against Portland.
And they just had it going from deep. Plus, they were efficient about it.
I thought, Greg, masterful ball movement and shooting for them that night. They were draining every three in sight.
And Fournier kicks to Gordon. And again, it's Orlando with a three.
Well, he came into the league as an incredible athlete, but Aaron Gordon has put in the work to be a great offensive player, and right before our very eyes, it's happening.
Knocked loose and stolen by Gordon. To the paint, here's Vucevic. The basket good off the assist from Simmons. Vucevic has got 6 in the quarter.
Yeah, the D has not been able to keep the ball out of the paint at that end of the court. And Jonathan Simmons, the explosive wing player, went undrafted but has earned a spot in the NBA after a strong couple of years in the G League. Now he's established himself as a potent offensive player.
Inside. Here's Gordon. It's good for his 8th consecutive basket in only 8 tries. Wow.
He has still not missed a shot. Where could they be today without him?
And for Simmons, when he was in the G League, he developed, Greg, his playmaking.
Yeah, spent some time at point guard at that level, and I think it helps him in terms of finding ways to create shots for himself. He's definitely, though, at his best when the ball is in his hands. Not so much a spot-up player, but he can create offense for a team in a hurry.
Bamba is checked in for Vucevic, and the Lakers also making a change. Rondo's checked in, and the Lakers making a change here. Stevenson's checked in. The Lakers controlling the game. Here's Rondo. Sinks the triple. Rondo's got 18 points.
And he's just gotten so much better at being able to pull up in traffic there off the dribble. Rondo can make the D pay if you fall asleep.
McGee with the block. Here's Hart. It's deflected. To the middle. Here's Gordon. Gets number 9 to fall. He's only taking 10 shots.
Boy, as aggressive as he's been, hitting all these shots, they're still behind.
To the inside, and the dunk by Bamba.
Well, tremendous understanding from the young Jonathan Isaac. How about that awareness for the young guy?
Here is McGee. He's got 20. From deep three-point range, the long distance three is buried. McGee's got 10 points in just the second half. Fournier for 3. And again, it's the Magic from deep.
I love the decision-making of Evan Fournier. Just fantastic at pulling up in rhythm.
And at the end of the third quarter, a huge lead in this one may already have been decided. Lakers on top, opening up a huge gap. And we're coming right back. Be sure to stay with us as we get started for the fourth quarter. And it's time to bring up the State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
And when you're the beneficiary of a pass that good, you better deliver, and he did just that.
And we're rolling here again with the fourth quarter. Might not come down to the wire, but you never know. Bamba is out there with Jonathan Isaac. Then it's Moskov. Then there's Jonathan Simmons. And it's Frazier in at the 2. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Magic. Now here's Moskov. He's covered closely. Bamba. Count that bucket. Bamba's got the first field goal of the fourth quarter here for Orlando.
Check out that assist. You can tell a player who's seeing the whole floor very well.
To the inside, and the dunk by Bamba.
Well, really good awareness from Jonathan Simmons. Really getting an understanding of when to put the pass on time and on target.
Here's Rondo. And it's Orlando with the rebound. Next up for them, the Knicks coming out here to play. And that's the third of 4 straight played at home. Isaac misses.
Well defended, though, and he's not someone who handles that kind of pressure very well.
But they recover it. Stevenson with a clean look. Gets a very good look and converts. 3. Orlando, they've gone 2 of 3 from the field to get the fourth quarter started. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Caldwell Pope. And here's what the schedule for Orlando looks like. They'll go up against Kristaps Porzingis and the New York Knicks. Then on Tuesday, they'll be facing Kawhi Leonard and the Toronto Raptors. Fourth quarter still young, just over a minute play. A nice shot by Frazier.
Check out that assist. You can tell a player who's seeing the whole floor very well.
Los Angeles has gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. And stolen by Simmons. Passes it to Bamba. To the middle. Rondo with the steal. Trying his luck deep. And again, Los Angeles with the triple.
And every now and then, Rondo will surprise you with the occasional triple, showing it off there with range.
Poke loose. We're about 2 minutes into the fourth quarter in this one. And Caldwell Pope gets the basket.
Out of their last 5 makes, how about all 5 from long range?
The Magic have gone 3 of 4 in field goal attempts since getting things started here in the fourth. Moment here now for an injury report. Now for an update on Vucevic's injury. Let's go to David Aldridge.
Kevin, I caught up with the head athletic trainer for the Magic, and the news is pretty good. It does not look like a severe injury. That is such a tough blow to take at the early stage of this season. Hopefully, with it being early, we can recover and help this team down the road. Kevin?
All right, David, thank you for the update. I know we're all interested in what his status is.
And it might be a tough road back for him. I mean, but one thing's for sure, he will be back.
Well, we know this. The guy's a fighter. I'm sure nobody's more disappointed than he is to have to go through this. But I am sure this guy will work every day to get back as quick as possible.
Down to 5 on the shot clock. And now running up the court, Stevenson pushing it up. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
Well, Steve Clifford takes over here in Orlando, and of course he is known for his frankness and his disciplined approach to the game. You think about Clifford's teams, they rarely make unforced errors and are some of the best at minimizing their own mistakes.
That free throw good from Lance Stevenson. And for Clifford, his job in Orlando, Doris, will be to develop the skills of his very young core.
That is correct, and he'll try to get this young group to play intelligently, minimize turnovers. You remember he once famously said the NBA isn't about winning, it's about winning in the playoffs.
Knocked away. It's going to be out of bounds. The Magic will retain possession. The inbound goes back up, and Bamba with the lay-in. Bamba's got 6 points in the quarter. Here are the Lakers. They're on a 14-6 run, so it's the Lakers again turning it over. To the paint, stolen by Zubac. Here's Stevenson, and he uses the glass on the lay-in. Doors with a more punitive luxury tax. Draft picks with their cost-controlled salaries never more important than they are today.
No doubt, Kevin. I think teams are very hesitant to part with first-round picks because they have been critical. But I think you also have to consider the second-round picks as being valuable assets. Think about the Golden State Warriors. In each of the last 2 years, they have purchased for money a second-round pick from another organization. And both times, those players ended up being critical parts of the rotation. Every draft pick, first or second round, has value.
A one-dude. That's good.
And this is what you want to see more of from Bamba, making an effort to share the rock.
Rondo against Simmons. Pass to Wagner. Shoots over Bamba. Wagner, good. The Magic have gone 6 of 8 from the field in the fourth so far. It's been a great start to this final quarter for them.
And how about the 9'6" standing reach Bamba has? I mean, it's unguardable this close. Dunks it with such ease. And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout. Big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for Los Angeles.
It was a standout performance across the board.
I mean, it was like watching a cat play with a mouse. They were able to do more or less whatever.
Oh!
Yeah, that's the kind of aggressive attitude Stevenson brings to the table. He's not going to sit back and settle for jump shots. If he can attack the basket, he will.
And that last replay, courtesy of the Under Armour Hover Havoc, unleashing a little bit of chaos. Here's Frazier, and again, it's the Magic from deep.
And finally finding a rhythm, but unfortunately, a little too late.
Well, you wonder if they can use the momentum they've built here into the next game, because this one looks over.
And that's a killer instinct on display as they try to put this one on ice.
I think that's exactly the mentality you have to have. You don't want to give this team any hope of coming back.
That freed up. Nice work off the pit.
Well, when Moskov can get his feet set and catch and shoots, he is as good as any big man taking that jumper.
Caldwell Pope for three. Shoots the three. And again, Los Angeles with the triple.
And on the road, silencing the crowd. What a dominant performance.
Well, they took control of this game from the outset, a commanding all-around performance and an important road win.
A timely screen gave him a step, and he took it all the way.
A physical basketball there, and in the best sense. A hard screen allows him to shake the defender and get to the bucket for the layup.
Rondo, good.
And you can see where they're attacking here in the fourth, strictly from the perimeter.
Well, they've got the green light to pull the trigger from three, and I'll tell you, they put it to good use here.
From deep, off the mark. So it's Los Angeles winning this one easily. This crowd was stunned by the manner in which their team was dismantled.
You know what? Shocking. I don't care what the matchup is. You never expect a road team to come in and just cruise to the kind of win they did tonight.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.